Welcome to SortaOkay Reviews, where every fandom's welcome. I'm joined with my co-host,
Brad Newton.
And I'm Nathan Bedard, and tonight we are reviewing Game Night.
Game Night was directed by John Francis Daly and Jonathan M. Goldstein, and it stars Rachel McAdams and Jason Bateman. So, Nathan, run us through the movie. What's it about?
So this movie's about a group of friends that have game nights more often than I would say normal people, and when Jason Stathama's brother comes into town, he wants to take it up a notch. But little do they know, the night takes a turn that they weren't expecting. And this movie has a lot of twists and turns, and you get to find out some more things about the characters as we go along. And honestly, it kept me trying to guess every time it's going. I thought I figured it out, then I didn't, and I had a really good time with this movie, and it was quite a surprise.
Yeah, it's a really funny movie. I generally don't go see a whole lot of comedies, and I'm not the biggest fan of comedies, but this was actually pretty good. It was kind of a sleeper hit for me. So, do you have any impressions, anything that stands out that you want to talk about?
Something that stands out is the comedy in this movie. I think that the jokes are good. There's not really anything that's like over the top, and like, you know, some comedies try to do a lot of dick jokes, a lot of raunchy no, this has just good jokes in it, and it's just funny, and each member of the cast just really plays off of each other, and some jokes that like get taken through the movie sometimes get old and a little annoying. Doesn't really happen in this movie. I feel like as the joke goes on, and they know when to, I think once it gets to that point, they know when to stop, and I really like it, and they actually solve it in a way, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, there's a lot of jokes that they set up early in this movie, they come back to later. One thing I wanted to bring up was they shot this movie, was like, there's some surprising shots in this movie. There was like action and fight scenes that I was like, wow, like this is a comedy. They shot that pretty well. And there's a specific like scene where they never cut, and they follow around in this not really nice house, and they just follow this certain object that they have to find, and it's shot amazingly. I thought I was really impressed by that.
Yeah, so somehow a comedy movie does a fight scene better than some action movies. Take notes, Resident Evil. Take notes.
Calling out Resident Evil.
Yes. No, this movie, the action and what you said with the camera shots, they choose a specific style, and I can't think of what it is, but it almost looks like it's a model, and as they go in, then it's real life. I don't know how to really explain what that is, but it really added something. And then through the movie, like I said, some of these like high tense action or scenes that they don't use the basic shaky cam as much, and I actually kind of felt refreshed by that. I thought that was actually a nice little touch throw in. So an actor I really like to bring up in this movie was Jesse Plemons.
Man, his scenes were so awkward. They made me cringe so bad.
He found them awkward. I found them downright hilarious. It's in the trailer, so it's not a spoiler, but there's a scene where he just disappears in the doorway, and I thought I love that he just kept going with that creepy, weirdo vibe, and I like that he just took it, and I'm actually surprised on his comedy level. I'm like, I've seen him in some serious parts, like Breaking Bad and other roles, and he took the creep role and just like, it just made it so funny to me, and I loved every minute that he was on, and he adds a lot to this story, actually.
Yeah, his interactions were so weird. Like it took me a while to get, what they were trying to go for there, and it was funny. Like the door scene he was talking about that was in the trailer is really funny, but like just him trying to have a conversation with somebody was like, come on, get to the point. Like, I don't know. I didn't find his character as funny, but that door scene was hilarious.
The character played by Billy Magnuson, he was my like least favorite thing about this movie. He just like, I got that he was the dumb pretty boy, and they actually didn't take it as far as some movies and some places did, but I felt like he didn't have like too many of those like, oh okay, he had that moment, or like he was a little annoying to me, but overall it wasn't, but it played better for the character that he's with most of this movie and added a lot more to her, but it was probably my weakest part of the movie.
Yeah, he wasn't in the movie a whole lot though to bother me. Like again, it's mainly Rachel McAdams and Jason Bateman, and then they have another couple in there that was also had a hilarious bit. The last thing that I wanted to say about this was that this movie makes fun of itself, and some of them hit with me, some of them didn't. But it's always nice to see when a movie makes fun of itself.
Yeah, I think that this was definitely a surprise of the year. I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with this movie. I really suggest going to see it with a group of friends. It's honestly, it's not a game night. It's a movie night type of movie. And what are your final thoughts on this movie, Brad?
Again, I had no expectations going into this movie. I just figured it'd be a fun comedy to go see, but it was actually really good for a comedy. So why don't we go for our ranking?
So going into a rating system in our rating for this movie, the way our rating system goes is sorta okay is a C, sorta bad is a D, and sorta awful is an F, and then sorta good is a B, sorta spectacular is an A, and then sorta perfect is A+, top notch, 100%. Go see this movie, buy it on Blu-ray, the whole shebang. And I'm going to give this movie a sorta good review. I don't think it's an Oscar level movie. I think this was just a fun, surprising film that had a lot of growth through the whole movie, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I agree. Sorta good. I expected this to be a sorta okay movie, but it really won me over. The comedy, the jokes hit hard. There's a few even jump scares in the movie that throw you off, so you don't really know what's gonna come into the movie. So again, we give this movie a sorta good review.
Sorta good review, yep. And that was our review of Game Night. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope you found it helpful, and we hope you come back for more. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and we hope you have a good day. Bye.